Great to have you with us. Now, an Accra High Court has granted an injunction application filed by the multimedia group restraining the National Communications Authority, NCA, from shutting down Asempa FM and Joy FM over failure to reduce transmission radius. The NCA in 2016 rose to commercial operators asking that transmission be limited to a 45-kilometer radius instead of the 100 kilometers the two stations were transmitting. Lawyers for the multimedia group say the directive is a restriction to the freedom of the media because sections of the populations which have come to depend on the transmission of these two stations will be denied that opportunity. My colleague Joseph Akable has the latest on this and he joins me in studio with more. Joseph, what are the details of this particular case?
First, a bit of background. The issue is that initially when we started private broadcasting, transmission radius wise, there was no limit. So if you are talking about transmission radius, we are simply talking about how far people could hear a radio station. The two radio stations we are talking about, Asempa and Joy FM, were transmitting within a 100-kilometer radius. Now, the NCA in 2007 started discussions to put some limits on these radio stations in general, not just these two radio stations. There are many other radio stations that are also within that same range. Now, the talk centered around 150 kilometers for commercial radio stations to 100 and subsequently 50 for persons who are operating at regional and community level. Now, eventually, the discussions were not conclusive. Then in 2016, when William Matthew Tetetevi was the Director General of the NCA, a communique was issued to the radio stations asking them to power down their transmission to 45 kilometers. Now, once that directive was issued, there were concerns by GIBA and other stakeholders urging the regulator to hold on with this directive since they disagreed with the cut down in transmission that was putting across. Now, that did not yield much, forcing the multimedia group to drag the NCA to court because they were told in May that if by close of May they are not powered down on their transmission, they will be shut down and their license, that is the application for renewal that have been put in, will also not be granted. So that is the background.
So that's how we got here.
Yes.
What has happened now?
So there was an application for injunction saying that before the substantive case, which is challenging the NCA's directive to cut down on the transmission radius, the multimedia group should be allowed to operate, that is Asempa and Joy FM. So that injunction was granted by the judge, Justice Mensa Dache. Her explanation was that the nature of the case, since it borders on closing down on a business, it borders on issues of legality, questioning an action by a regulator, she thinks it's appropriate that they hold on with whatever moves they were undertaking to prevent the grant of the substantive license and the shutting of the stations till that case is determined.
Are these two radio stations the only ones affected in this case?
No, we know for a fact that the other stations like Peace FM, City FM, OK FM, a good number of other stations that are equally affected. In fact, a number of these stations have come together. They've put in a petition that is already at the desk of the presidency, but that was not yielding much with the threats of shutdown. Just a day to the expiration of that shutdown was when Multimedia Group filed the suit against the NCA and the Communications Ministry, aside from the fact that they filed for an injunction, which has now been granted by the courts.
Is there any particular reason why these two stations are being asked to shut down now, or it's just in reference to the general deadline?
It's a general deadline, but the two stations came into question because the regular renewals that they make for the authorization. So there was an application for a renewal. Now, when that application was made, they made payments. They were granted an interim authorization. When they were about getting the final permit, they were told that if they don't power down from the 100 kilometers, as they had been informed earlier, they will not be granted the final permit. So that is how come.
So for these two entities, the deadline seems to have come closer.
Yes, it has actually elapsed, but now the injunction that has been granted stops the NCA from going ahead with the shutdown. So the case returns on the 4th of December 2018, where the substantive matter will be dealt with.
Thank you, Joseph Akable, for those details. We'll be following this story. Now, Kwatire Polyclinic in the Sunyani West District of the Brong-Ahafo region is in dire need of hospital equipment that will enhance quality healthcare delivery. Joy News' Nesta Ajoma, who visited the Polyclinic, reports even though capable health professionals are present, most cases are being referred to Sunyani municipal or regional hospitals due to the absence of some basic hospital equipment.
Kwatire Polyclinic was upgraded from health center to aid carrying status during the latter part of former President Mahamad's government. It was part of the 5 other polyclinics that were inaugurated amid pomp and pageantry in the run-up to the 2016 general election. Medical officer in charge of the Quatre Polyclinic, Dr. Amvo, they can only conduct minor surgery due to the lack of theatre equipment.
Currently, we don't even have an anesthetic machine to do CS and under surgeries. What we do currently is the minors where we don't need the anesthetic machine. So we need an anesthetic machine. We need patients monitors to run our emergency. We need a defibrillator.
In response to the cry of the hospital, a private legal practitioner and a native of the area, lawyer Amma Frempoma, presented an incubator, an infant radiant warmer, and some hospital mattresses worth $10,000 to the Polyclinic. She explained the donation forms part of her 40th birthday celebration.
There are lots of preterm babies coming out these days. Seeing the clinic, it's something that if it's upgraded would serve a whole lot of people. Like I said, I grew up in this community. There are lots of villages out there where my grandparents' farms were. All of them can access this hospital. We all don't have to crowd at the Sunyani Regional Hospital.
Medical officer in charge of the Quatre Polyclinic, Dr. Amvo, intimated the items will be of help, especially at the maternity ward.
We do have a lot of preterm babies, and because we're not having the incubator, most of the time we refer them. And even the referral is another issue because we don't have an ambulance, and our road too is not all that good. So it has been a burden on us not having the incubator. And now that we have it, we'll be able to do a lot of deliveries, the preterm.
Nesta Kafia Jumes reports for Joy News.
Now, scores of customers have thronged the offices of gold trading company Men's Gold with the hope to withdraw their investments. Many left disappointed because instead of their returns or principals, they were issued schedules with which they could report to enable them receive their dividends. Joy News' MFA Joadosi is at the East Legon office and joins us live with more. MFA, what is the situation currently at the office?
Right, so Daniel, as you just mentioned, we have been here at the East Legon branch for quite a while now. I think we came here around 9 a.m. in the morning. When we got here, there were scores of people, hundreds of people were standing here at the Men's Gold branch at East Legon. For what reason? They decided to come today for their dividend that was supposed to be paid to them by the SEC. Now, what is happening is that when we got here initially, a lot of them were a little angry and frustrated because management had failed to come out to speak to them. They said when they got here, they were told several times that in 10 minutes' time, the management will come and speak to them, but nothing like that happened. So some people that we spoke to were really frustrated and didn't understand why the situation was supposed to be so. But around 10:45, the manager came out to address the crowd that were gathered, and what he said was that there's going to be a schedule. So a schedule was drawn, and so if your dividend was due 5th to 11th, then you are likely to take your monies that's due you today. But if not, then you are supposed to come on the other days that your maturity date is corresponding to. And so basically that was what happened. But one thing that sparked also another confusion was when the manager mentioned that they were not paying their principals today because they are not paying principals. People were wondering why. They were worried that why should that be so? Because by the contract that they signed, they could terminate the contract at any point in time. But today, are telling them they can't come for their principals. They did not really understand. But let me just speak to one of the customers who is currently gathered here. Man, Pachoya Das, and a time Ben Auba has said.
Midriano 7 o'clock on a pay.
Now, they no Makacho, I didn't know about us.
The ATM me buy a dear. Dear me say, Missikawa, and a man me buy a bee. Now, time man, me this can be 2 years. Busumi bia mensaka boni bia nim busumi bia me 100 million me de 1 billion and abetua busumi bia me ka senya me animunyam me ba ya na de misika ama me ye nada me enada bia ne akopem se ye ne aga na mpanyifo yi ade omo sa be rewre mu enne when am di tia me school fees so when am di tia me school fees eti ade ya be de so o man panyini wa mamu bia Why? HSA boy, one district, one factory. No, every year. Obi ba o say, and young for and we are no more. And I want be a company, dear my say young for Macau. Now you see, I won't toy because who do sick up at Tuma? Sister, would I know what that? Shanagana, Jumania. Major 100 million were about some. I do my best way. Now say, modern aqua quartz. Namu Percy and Sabaka is sicker. One can be mine, Namuna can be a woman.
In Siciliano, Usro say,
Media means slow and your for. Cronfoni dia waba ufie na wawia usika ejane we di otifi onya kronfo etimi minsro ne mom dia be na ma me ho atere me because kan beje 100 million e dia akone me ma akodi e na ado eti wotana me yen ya to ama no oba committee 20 a NPP wini wo order ye ne ye ma NPP e wini wo committee 20 na se na NDC fo nyina beto ama NPP na se obetena ho o meka bi e ma yen na adwuma ne nkosoma yeso ye wonto ye ne na so man ne mumpa ni ye because papa wa ya ade papa wa ya ade eti esa baso bode na mode ma no na mo nya nim guase boso me na me 100 million e de na ye chewe sister kan kure wadwuma wo ye boso mo nya 100 million me 100 million me ji wa ha boso me 100 no kure bi sa gu akiri oba pa me sanji 24 ka ho sese mama ni nyina abo me ade na esa mo ye esa Debbie, I'm a baby. I don't know a baby. Your family sick and need that. Maybe I'm 6 months in ye. Me Jimmy sick at the beer. It's almost shiny and yes, I'm more jabegu.
Okay. So basically, she has been saying that ever since she started investing here, it has really helped her. She invested some 10,000 Ghana cedis into this, and she's been earning about 1,000 cedis every month. And so to her, it is beneficial. She doesn't think the money is doing anything wrong. It's a legal business. But as to why the Bank of Ghana and SEC would decide to hold them is what they do not understand. But very saying that Ben Sanka who say this called the rubber. That Ben saw Bejo.
I can't say Beijing on the 3rd September, and I some see 83rd, and you said Bema next 2 weeks. But the encasse imagine the 22nd, and it was no problem about 1 year juma. And no sooner Cassiano, Taddy the Anusa, Cassian mom near season me. And so cry means bako, me ginidi. Where 1 year prayer and for Nibia, 80 and Sabaka, media means so no mom, Ama wants rabba. I dear why any say, one mamma wants rabba so. Ghana says, Ajumania, what one dear cry and talk. Says I me dimi sika betom da fie mada bosun ma beje na me kom baby na mo ayese mpanyfo na adwen bone wo mutirim no mo de o mo ma akoto abrotire na ye tiga na aye bre no say ya no mo pay Omuncha 2020 bedroom.
All right. So she says that her dividend is due sometime in September, and so to her, she's fine. She's not. There's no cause for alarm. She's not afraid. She's sure that she will get everything when it's due her. Can we speak English? Right? It's fine.
I wish I could speak my language, express myself very well because.
Okay. So we want us to speak Chi.
Yeah.
Okay. In the time ben na Oba has say.
Well, me fancy me do have no be 6:30. 6:30
a.m. Now buy no then no makacho.
Well, me buy nothing say omo the posters abobo ho no mo say say due to the buy anything no omo the list aboho I will be a family ni sika. Na me kakra ha me say say yem panifo no di abro bebre. Yem panifo no di abro papa. Because empanifo no pesa so bi benye sika come ho bim and obi kostra na mo de ne dey ba form. Me obra Kennedy nipa bi amadini ho ya bebre and I swear to God say I will never vote in this country again. Minim second in person be benye sika kan ho ana said ye. The guy is fair. Mama can show. Or started you 5 years ni. There's no single day yaba. Me name is started 3 years ni. Yaba yesika ensanye day enka. And as we say, ya die and ya sorry ade chi no nanase no mitimi operate adwuma bi. Say medwane. It's not that. The guy is doing the job. They make atman. And say enema bi na enko ya. Or someone in a trans nana. Now, economy na conform. Enti bia mumma customers ni ntom sika mfa bank. You better customers na bia o sika you better customers on tax. It's fair. But some cross ni pa na djuma no, some money nya djuma ne. It's very bad. O money nya ba kon for dia. O money enya PP de na nya ndisi dia.
Da be na o dividend da be na say o je o dia he na o di tu.
Well, I think say me sister you 3 billion. Na last I think say 22nd of last month na no say en saka. And me so me I don't buy me enya Mr. Kwanka me ma ha. Me, I don't fear said that not the Misika big gun and the guy is doing a good job. Month be I say nice be 300 million every month. Do ya nyina mom. So ni nyina mom. But okay criteria in every month ya 300 million. Oh yeah, it's good because me sister ne my school corner there. Me tell me adwuma hapa bia. My work is not good. Adwuma me ya majai. Because me to me so how much in coach man 500 Ghana. Because me to me talk 50 Ghana a day. Hear me. So why should I go stand up how much I no 50 Ghana for what? The American out to myself. When I say uncle, almost say would due dates. I say would obey you dividend. Well, it's almost. I think say me time best on the 2nd of next month. I'm about Jimmy Sika. Yeah, but the American make a champion for say now. Nana SC a dying. Estate. I you know ni nyuma de baba ni say so wo pedani bi kura na wo betia ma dani bi na every month bia no with dividend no what dey tua no the guy is doing good and say bibi na enko ya yes na akufuado me last 2 years me hwe me offer asiasom so onko no so on to aba because our politicians are not fair but because no she's going to vote am akwara so le yekede ekoto aba enti me sini pekachi na say wan hwe na say djuma collapse na nkofo because nkofo sika shade no madam so mo say djuma na nkofo bewu people will die. The Americans say people are going to lose their life. The Americans say entinema na enko ya they should come down and settle nana. Say because customers in scanner ya jiska. Me wo hoyi. Say me say 200 million. Yeah, say 200 million. Nana mo catch say okay every month nana you bet will be 100 million for interest. Near their support mana. It's fair. The Americans say but sa wo catch will be any secret of making money. Obi no be exposed. The Americans ora Kennedy kasapa. How find the secret of making money and for me to Jamaica. The Americans and let me tell you one thing. Sikenya is not real. Ultimin kaso ko tontos nyadwa de nyeska. From Genesis to Zacchaeus no to Gini. And what the sika. And to be making the sika is not a big problem. But the guy is doing the right. He's paying us. Otriaka. Yeah. All right.
So basically, they are all he's expressing confidence in the system. He said he's been doing it for the past 3 years. He hasn't had any problem. And so even with the current situation that is going on, they do not see anything wrong with the business that the man is doing because they are benefiting. He specifically mentioned with the job that he was doing. In fact, he said he has quit his job. The job that he used to do, he would wake up very early, go to job every day, and he would earn as little as 500 Ghana cedis. And it wasn't enough for him. But then monthly here he's earning about 300 million and so that is what basically he has been talking about. But right now the numbers gathered here are not really many. I can say that they will not really be up to 70, but in the morning a lot of people were here, but after they came out to explain, but because they were able to explain to them the current situation and what that was going on, looks like people are satisfied. So those who are remaining or people who are seated in the premises are those who are supposed to take their dividend today. So they are the only ones that, but gradually people are coming in to make inquiries about what exactly is going on and where they can actually make their payments. Daniel.
Thank you very much, Emefa Dradosi, for that report. Now we'll be moving on now. Nearly 1 month after 6 people drowned as a result of a collapsed bridge at Adija in the Ashanti region, danger still looms as the structure is yet to be fixed. A family which attempted to drive through the flooded Ankonim River on the fringes of the broken bridge was swept away by strong currents 3 weeks ago. Love FM's Erastus Asaridonko returned to the scene to find out what has happened since the tragic incident.
The 6 who perished here have since been buried, but the pain and the broken bridge still stare in the face of residents of Adija.
As you can see, the bridge is still as it is, collapsed midway and still broken. And as you can see, it rained for a bit yesterday and the water is rising. Sometimes it can rise and cover this whole area where we are standing. When it gets to that point, vehicles crossing this road will need a driver who is conversant with the situation, or else you will go through this end and that will be a disaster.
Deputy Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwabena Owusu-Adiomi, has indicated in an earlier interview the bridge can be fixed only when the rains stop. Road users, however, want a more speedy action to reconnect the community to the rest of Ghana.
Sometimes if it rains the flooding comes to the road, so I find it very difficult to go to school. That's it. I always go to school early at dawn, around 3. So if it rains, I find it very difficult to cross the bridge. And for that of the reason it have caused that is the accident. 6 people were dead, and it was very sad. And so they came and looked. They talked. They say they will be going to. They are going to do something about it, and yet we don't know.
Both the bridge and the road are bad. We are pleading with authorities to fix them. The accident can repeat itself if care is not taken. The rains continue to fall, so it remains very risky to use this lane.
Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaredonko, Kumasi.
Still watching Joy News today, I am Daniel Dazi. We'll be back after these important messages. Thanks for staying with us. Let's get to some partisan politics now. And former President Mahama says if voted for in 2020, the free SHS policy would be reconsidered. According to him, the current implementation of the policy coupled with the double-track system does not make any practical sense. Addressing party delegates in the Cape Coast North municipality as part of his regional tour, the former president says his administration will form a high-powered stakeholder committee to have a relook at the policy and its implementation. Correspondent Richard Kojonyako joins us on phone with more. Richard, what exactly did Mr. Mahama mean by taking another look at the policy? Did he shed more light on that?
Yes. He first of all started with that things are not clicking in the country, things are not working in the country, and when questions are asked, the government says that they are implementing the free senior high school education, and so everything can wait. But he says that that is not how best to implement such a policy. They cannot implement that policy like that. So if given the nod, they would have a relook at the free senior high school policy, and then the double track system, he indicated that it is weird and it does not make any practical sense because students would have to stay in the house for so long. He indicated that already students have been in the house because of the vacation, and when it was time for them to go back to school, then they have to spend 41 additional days for their colleagues to be in school, only for them to come back. He says that the implementation of the policy has been fought with a lot of challenges, and his administration would have a better look. So they will constitute a high-powered conference of eminent educationists to look at the policy and implement it better than the way it is being implemented now.
So what else came up as the meeting with the delegates?
Well, he's been saying that now the MPP administration, told Ghanaians lies, and it was because of the lies they told them, the overpromises they gave Ghanaians. That is why they voted for them. Now the delegates and the people of Ghana have carried wine and they carried water, and now they know which one is heavier. And so it is like football match. When the players are on the football pitch and they are playing, some of the spectators, they feel that they can play better than the players. But now that they've been given the nod, they are playing over the bar, and they are. And he was referring to the MPP administration. So he says that we will have a new kind of leadership when given the nod in 2020.
Thank you very much, Richard Kojonyako, coming to us there from the Central Region. Now, 4 intelligent girls left audience at the Love FM High School debate in awe as they advanced arguments for and against the newly introduced double-track senior high school education system. Rebecca Edujima and Prisla Amponsa of Adventist Senior High School joined Asakia Hawao Hanan and Huda Abdul Karim to give a boost to the emerging female dominance in the competition. The motion was the double-track system is a threat to good quality education. Love FM's Kwesi Deborah has more in this report.
Implementation of the double-track system at Dome Online on 1st August 2018 reported, and I quote, the executive of...
With verifiable references to support their argument, both sides provided some food for thought for policymakers and implementers. Adventist Girls SHS, who spoke for the motion, were of the view the double-track system comes with reduction in the number of teaching days from 180 to 162 and uneven distribution of experienced teachers. They also cited lack of corresponding amount of resources to increase in enrollment, increased number of day students, irrespective of the distance between their homes and schools.
Double-track system will disrupt classes when maintenance of some schools' facilities are needed to be done, which may affect academic work. To paint the picture vivid, ladies and gentlemen, for instance, my school, which is implementing the double-track system, needs to do a maintenance work on some schools' facilities, and the maintenance needs more than 10 to 20 days to complete.
Also, the double-track system would compromise quality education due to the uneven distribution of better and experienced teachers. Mr. Chairman, on the distribution of teachers on the two tracks, one track will get better and experienced teachers than the other. Our opponents believe that a double-track system
T.I. Ahmadiyya SHS, on their part, argued the system has eased congestion, besides creating more space for a lot more Ghanaians to have access to second cycle education. They also indicated double track ensures maximum use of school resources, reduces teacher fatigue due to the 40-day rest. Besides, vacation period for each track affords especially technical students to be attached to industry for practical training.
System ensures maximum use of schools' resources. The double-track system, which is a year-round system, keeps all public senior high schools active and operational throughout the year, except on weekends and on public holidays. Thanks to the double-track system, school facilities will no longer be left idle for weeks to be covered by cobwebs and dust, only for us to return to school and spend the first week to clean. We know our opponents will tell us that the double-track system puts pressure on school facilities, which can get them damaged. Wrong! In fact, large students now use school facilities at a time which reduces the burden on them.
But do you want to know? In the closest contest so far, T.I. Ahmadiyya progressed to the next stage, beating Adventist Girls by 235 points to 230. Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Still watching Joy News today. The Love FM High School debate will be continuing over the coming month. Expect more from our colleagues in Kumasi. But it's now time for business, and Sandra Esenamafenu has the latest.